Welcome back, guys. Sherry here. Tears of the Kingdom. It is finally here and we can finally play it, guys. But just like Breath of the Wild, they strip us down to nothing but our underwear. We've got 3 hearts, except this time we do have the Master Sword, but it's broken and it's pretty much useless. And instead of them throwing us on the plateau, they're throwing us on a floating island. And once again, it's up to us to survive on whatever we can scavenge. So guys, I'm going to show you some tips that's not only going to help you survive this island, but may help you throughout your entire gameplay. Now, the first thing I did was just gather anything and everything I can find. Don't forget to check the large trees for eggs and get yourself some of these crickets. This is a great early material to gather so that we can cook ourselves up some elixirs that can replenish our stamina. And don't forget, guys, when you're cooking critters, to mix them with a monster part. So I just used a couple of crickets and some Chu Chu jellies. But these elixirs can really help you out in a pinch. And guys, if you don't already know how, I highly suggest you learn how to fight, especially early on in the game, because these are going to be your easiest enemies. So if you don't know how to parry or flurry rush, save your game and practice. But if you'd like to see how I taught myself, I'm going to leave a link to a video in the description. It is a Breath of the Wild video, but the mechanics are the same. Now we can sneak up on these guys just by pushing down on our left stick to crouch. We just need to sneak up behind them until you see the prompt to press the Y to get a sneak strike. But you want to actively seek these guys out. Reason being is they're going to drop what's called a Zonai Charge, and we need that to activate our Zonai devices. Now let me show you what I mean by that. Later on in the game, you're going to be given what's called an Energy Cell, and we need these when operating these Zonai devices. Now, these energy cells are permanent energy that we carry that can be recharged after we use it. But we can go into our inventory and actually use the Zonai Charges to get some temporary energy. So later on, once you can fuse and use items, whether it's a flame emitter or you're just trying to traverse some water with these fans, these devices drain our energy. So having a little extra energy is not a bad idea sometimes. Now to activate these devices, we have to hit some of them with a weapon. Be careful, guys, if you're using an axe and you're on a wooden raft or something, because as you can see right here, I accidentally, chopped my raft in half, and I just kind of spun in circles. So just be careful when activating them. And you also might want to be careful when using your Zonai Charges, because you're going to run across these device dispensers. And you can place 5 of these in the dispenser, and it's going to give you 12 devices that are encapsulated. This is where you're going to get your flame emitters and your fans and other things like that. Now you can put a construct horns in here, you can put 5 of those, but you're only going to get 5 capsules, so I think it's a bigger bang for your buck just to use the Zonai Charges. Plus, we can fuse those construct horns to our arrows, and it makes a pretty decent arrow. And another thing that's pretty neat about these dispensers is once you discover one, you can go to your map, and it will actually show you what it dispenses. Now, another thing about all of this Zonai stuff is that we can mine what is called Zonaite. I guess that's how you say it. But you're going to run across a dark mine, a mining cave. Now, you're going to also see these bright bloom seeds. Whenever you see these, you want to collect them because you can either hit them, you can attach them to your arrows, but you can use these to illuminate your way. But this Zonaite, we actually collect it like we would ore. We just smash it open and we can collect it. But it says it has many uses. And one use is to buy these crystallized charges. Now, what these crystallized charges do is allows us to obtain more energy cells. And we will run across the construct that will help us with that a little bit later. And something else I highly suggest, anytime you see these Chu Chus, kill them and collect them, because guys, we don't get elemental arrows anymore, so we can take these Chu Chus, we can drop them on a fire and get some red Chu Chus. Then we can fuse these with our arrows and have fire arrows. We can also get the white ones just by dropping them in some cold water. Now, I just took a couple of logs, I fused them together because if we get in this water, you're going to take damage. So I just tried to figure out a way that I could get in the water and collect them because I love ice arrows. And something else that may help you is that some of the terrain here on the island is very hard to traverse, and some of it is covered by ice, so you can't climb it, and you just have to find another way. Like right here, these constructs were up on top of this mountain. Now this mountain was covered in ice, so I couldn't climb it. So I just fused 2 boxes together, and then I used the Ultra Hand to hold them up in the air for a minute. And then I sat them down. And then I used Recall to send them back up into the air, and then I used Ascend to go through them and get up on the mountain. So this is something you could do to help you reach those hard to get to places. And when you guys are trying to fight these likes, I guess that's what they're called, if you'll just stand in front of them, they will open their mouths, revealing, I guess, this big red spot in the middle. Just hit that with an arrow. It will stun them, knock them to the ground, and then you can just go up and wail on them. And something else that I've noticed that may help you guys out, when you're on top of these wings, and let's say you don't have any way to steer it, you can actually walk around on it. Like if you want it to go to the right, just walk to the right-hand side of it. If you want it to go to the left, just walk to the left. If you want it to kind of nosedive, just walk to the front. You just got to be careful and not fall off. But if you see them start flashing green, then you need to kind of either hurry up and find a place to land or jump off and find some water because they're going to disappear. Now there's something else that took me a really long time to find, and that was the very last shrine. Now we're also going to find a construct there, and that's where we can turn in our crystallized charges so that we can get more energy cells. Now to get to this shrine, just go back to where we started and then run over here in the corner, and then we're going to use Ascend to get up through the ceiling, and then we're just going to use Recall to rewind these wheels and then kind of traverse our way across. We'll find a little cave, and that's where the last shrine is. Now it's a little bit tricky right here. You have to rewind the first wheel and allow it to roll over to the second wheel, and then rewind the second wheel and jump across. And then you're going to see this little cave. Just make your way back through there, and that's where the last shrine is. So I hope this video helps, guys, and thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, I hope you consider subscribing, and I'll just catch you guys next time.